Hey guys, it's Coco Tarot back again with another message. We're just going to get right into it and see what you guys need to know right now. I hope everyone is doing well. So, messages for the collective. What does the collective need to know right now? Thank you so much. We'll start with 3 of them. Okay, the 8 of spirals. Clarify the 8 of spirals for the collective. The King of Mirrors. Okay. And the 9 of stones. So I feel like for a lot of you, you left a situation based off of an emotional decision. There was some kind of chaos or something that you saw coming, and before it could hit you, you walked away from it. It could be a person, a relationship, a bad situation. Your intuition, because with the King of Mirrors, that's like the King of Cups. Your intuition was really, really high on a situation. You kind of saw that something was going to come, or that a situation was going to end a certain way, and you decided to walk away, or to, mount this horse, gather your things and go before it came. With a deer here, it's kind of like the animals leaving because they can sense the storm coming, or they can sense a fire. You got out before the chaos ensued, before things got worse. Some of you guys perceive this in a person. There was a person that you got an icky feeling about, and before you could even wait to see if that feeling was confirmed, you just rode away from them. For others of you, it was a situation that felt too good to be true. Regardless, though, your intuition told you that something was off, that you needed to leave a situation. The Emperor, yeah, and take charge. Whatever decision that was made, it was you making the decision. It was you in charge of the decision. Nothing was going to sway you or change your opinion. You knew exactly what to do, and that decision was to leave. There could be a few of you that left a job, or maybe asked for a raise and they didn't give you a raise, so you left. Or whatever you asked for, whatever needs you had, weren't being met, especially emotionally. The Emperor, he takes charge. He knows exactly where he's going. He knows exactly what he wants to do. This Emperor here, the Green Man, it's very nurturing. I'm thinking of the cycles of life. Some of you guys could have made a big decision when it comes to your body or your health. That won't be for all of you. Clarify this for the collective. Thank you so much. I feel like I need to pick another one. Yeah, the Hanged Man. Wow. Some of you guys dodged a bullet. I feel as if whatever you walked away from, it served you by walking away. There could be some of you where this was a business or an idea or something that you worked on for a long time, and maybe you didn't want to walk away from it, but you knew that it was the best thing to do to kind of distance yourself or to make a decision outside of it. And although it was something that you loved or something that you really wanted to do, a project that you were really invested in, you knew that it was better to kind of wrap it up and go the other way. This is a very mature decision with the King of Mirrors and the Emperor here. And with the Hanged Man, I feel as if whoever you believe in, God, the universe, whoever it is, they kind of lit a beacon or showed you something before it happened. This could have been a vision, a dream, a thought, a feeling, a hunch in your belly. It's you were shown a way out of something, and you took it. You took that way out. Very interesting. Very strong energies with the Emperor and the Hanged Man here. There's a wisdom to this. You've learned your lesson. For some of you guys, you've learned your lesson. I don't know what that lesson is. The Acrobat, yeah. And you remained flexible. For some of you guys, it is a business that you had to end, or something important to you that you had to end. But by you remaining flexible, it wasn't really an end. It was a growing process. It was something that you had to learn from or go through in order to build anew. So maybe you close out this project, but it's so your future project has more strength behind it, or you can take care of it better than you could right now. For some of you guys, you had to give away a pet. You couldn't take care of the pet right now. So it's kind of like that, where it's like, I love my dog, I love my cat, but I might have to give it to this person because I can't really afford the vet bills, or I can't really do this, or I'm moving somewhere in a facility where I can't have animals. It's a decision like that, a hard decision. You had to give up to gain something, or give up to get knowledge. It's not necessarily giving up in a negative context, but you had to release it. Something very important to you, you had to be flexible with. And with the monkey here, yeah, it could have been a pet for some of you guys. Some of you guys could have lost a pet. Clarify this for the collective. Thank you so much. Oop. Yeah, the death. And the Two of Scrolls. Okay. The scrolls here represent the swords, the Two of Swords. So it was definitely a decision that was confusing because of how much it meant to you. And with the Hangman and the Death card, those are kind of in alignment. It's kind of, you saw this change coming. You saw this Hangman turning into the Death, you know what I mean? As in a very metaphorical sense. Stuck between a rock and a hard place. But by you being flexible, and it caused a change. Maybe not one that you were expecting. Maybe not one that you planned for, one that you wanted necessarily, but it invoked a change in you, collective. There was a mourning process here. You had to mourn some stuff. The Nine of Swords. You really had to make a tough decision. The purple here too is telling me that it was a spiritual nudge, that you knew you had to do something. You knew you had to give up. And I don't know why I'm saying give up, because it does have a very negative connotation, like giving up. You gave up. I don't want to say you gave up. I really want to say that you did something out of love. That's what it feels like you did here. You did something out of love. You walked into an ending because you knew that by being flexible and by letting it go, you were showing love in some way. So this could be the idea of, if it's meant for you, let it go, and if it comes back, that kind of thing. Some of you guys could be experiencing that. You made a tough decision out of love. Very interesting. Two of Spirals. Two of Wands. But this is planting the seed for your next egg, your next adventure, your next wave of life. You know, that pet that you possibly gave to someone to take care of, you could be reunited. Or, you know what I mean? It has this feeling of, you may not have known it, but you saved something for later. Or began to build something by walking away. You began to build a nest, a home. Maybe some of you guys are trying to start over or build a home for yourself, buy a home. You're creating this nest for your next egg by making this decision. And I do feel like this is in the past, like you've already made this decision, and now you're kind of, you know, seeing where it's going to take you. Very interesting. There is a unknown here, though. Something unknown. Yeah, the Phoenix, the Judgment. You're relying heavily on Source, God, the universe, whoever you believe in, to enact their own judgment on the situation, accepting whatever nudge or push or pull that you feel inclined to go toward. You're putting your faith in a higher power. I definitely see that here. But by doing this, you know, like I said, you could be even mourning still now, or sad still about the things you had to give up. But there will be an opportunity where you can lift your head and feel confident in this decision. Even if you're kind of like, I had to do this. I was cornered into doing this by some kind of spiritual means. It's something that's supposed to make you more potent, is what I'm hearing. There was a huge lesson here with the Emperor and the Judgment. But it's a lesson that's going to follow you, you know, through your whole life, or something that you can keep revisiting, which is very interesting, very interesting. We're going to get into some ending messages here. See what else you guys need to know. Clarify this for the collective and ending message. I'm going to get all the cards out and then I'm going to speak on it. If you made it this far, I feel like maybe you're someone who has been on the channel for a long time or you've watched videos of mine before, and, you know, thanks for sticking around. I really missed you guys, and I'm hoping to be back a lot more often than I have been, but I'm not making any promises, okay? Let's get into your ending messages. A lot going on. I can definitely feel that. Yeah, transformation. You're transforming, guys. You are transforming. And it's coming from a place of pain. It starts with pain, but I feel like it ends up on a pleasurable note. It ends up on something where this is kind of like an in retrospect thing. Right now, you're just following the guidance, but in retrospect, in the future, when you're looking back on this moment, you're going to see how this was a pivotal point for you to really correct some things. You know, this could even be moving in with your parents so you can fix your debt, or you know, it's something like that where you feel like you're taking a step back, but it's a step forward when it comes to your transformation, when it comes to who you are. Clarify this for the collective. Thank you so much. The storm. Yes. A storm indeed. Lots of colors here. If this resonates with you, you're about to find some kind of new strength or new talent or something feels like it's going to fall in your lap where you didn't even know you were good at it. Maybe you're experiencing that right now where you're like, I never saw myself doing this thing or working this job or having this thing, and it just kind of came to me after I made this decision. That's because you're discovering new talents. You're discovering parts of yourself and unearthing them out of a dark place. It's almost as if you had to reach into a dark place or feel like you had to give up to realize how much you've gained or how much you have to offer. You have more talents than you think you do, whoever this resonates with, and you're being shown those talents right now. You're being shown it through a storm, through some kind of transformation, through a big decision. You know, I said earlier when the animals, they sense the storm coming and they find a way out. I had a reading like this talking about, you know, emergency exits and things like that. You've exited. You followed the nudge. You went. This is the next step. This is you know, going through the storm and rebuilding a home or redoing the roof or redoing the foundation. You know, metaphorically, especially, some of you guys are working on things you should have worked on years ago. And this is life just kind of forcing you into that mode. Clarify this for the collective. Thank you so much. Okay. If the dogs come circling round, there is safety in this chaos. You could feel like, you know, in the storm, and everything's just swirling around you. You're watching, I'm seeing the Wizard of Oz where she's just like watching her aunt and all her belongings swirl outside the window or swirl around her. But there's safety here because pain and having to release is a part of the human experience. And like I said earlier, that pain, it may not look like it, but it's leading you to a pleasurable spot. Because in that pain, you can really appreciate the pleasure, or you can appreciate the moments when there is not pain. When you read a book or, you know, hear a story, the protagonist, it wouldn't be a very good book if they never went through anything and everything was always perfect and dandy and everyone was always happy. There's a point in the plot where things have to get thick so that you can understand the theme or who you are or whatever it is you personally want to understand, or what you want, if it's a material thing or whatever it is. There's this feeling of trust the storm right now. Trust the chaos, because there's something beautiful about it, especially where it's bringing you. And that is your reading for today, guys, and I'll be back soon with another message. Toodaloo.